Hey guys, what's up? We're here with DAWA Studios, right there. We're here with DAWA Studios at the Artist Village, South by Southwest 2023. I'm sitting here today with Chef Grace, aka, what's your aka?
G Baby.
Talk to the mic one more
G
time.
Baby.
G Baby,
Yeah.
G Baby.
That's my rap name. I don't know if y'all watched Hardball growing up, but my older brothers, I'm the youngest. They call me G Baby.
Put some respect on the name, G Baby.
Listen.
Oh my goodness. How has South by Southwest been for you? Have you been out?
I have been out. I had an event with Origin Studio House. I had a crawfish boil. Origins is trying to connect black people together in Austin, and I had the privilege of throwing a crawfish boil on Monday for South by.
How was the crawfish?
Spicy, like me.
Food here in the Artist Village, food is like the hardest thing to come by.
For real?
For real, it's a desert.
Should have called me.
I didn't know. Fuck.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know, like I've had problems for like the last like 3-4 months,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you about them, and you'll be like, "Oh, you should have just called me."
Yeah,
And for real, that literally would have solved all my problems.
that could be my tagline. You should have just called me.
Should that's really smart.
All right.
I work with this old pastor, Pastor Jacobs,
Yeah.
and he's always trying to give me like business taglines.
For real?
That sounds like one of them.
Okay.
Should have just called me.
Shoulda just called me.
Old black man going like that. Should have just called me. Yeah, no, but I've been here in the Artist Village and stuff like that, and you've been doing the crawfish. Have they been like you've been hired for events, or are you
Yeah.
enjoying them?
So I was hired. Well, I wouldn't say hired. They were just showcasing my food. So they've been seeing that I've been doing work around town, and they just wanted to put my brand on spotlight. So I got to talk about food insecurity in Austin.
Yeah,
What it means to really showcase the history of Louisiana food in the U.S. So I was talking a little bit about that and just what message I want to convey in Austin, being from Louisiana.
what are some big points that you made over there?
Yeah, so I was talking about how because the whole message they were conveying were the senses. So I was a part of the taste, of course,
Mhm.
and what it meant to me, and I had expressed um, whenever I taste something, it just brings me back to that memory. I dealt with a lot of trauma growing up, so I don't really like. A lot of things are kind of like in the back burner in
Yeah.
my head. So whenever I taste food, it like literally brings me back to that memory. So I had expressed that, and I was talking about the food history of, because I had also cooked red beans too. So I spoke a little bit about the African American history of red beans, and I touched base on that. And then I was talking about memories of growing up, and I had a story about how my friend, his mom, was the head cafeteria lady in charge at
Yeah.
my high school. So we would always have seconds and thirds. We had the hookup.
Oh my god.
We had the hookup. And so she would always be like, yeah, y'all come back here, whatever. So that was like a memory, a big memory when like eating red beans. Because she would always be cooking red beans on Monday. That's the thing in Louisiana. It's called
Yeah.
Red Bean Monday. And so that was like a big memory that a story that I could share from just, allowing people to taste my red beans and like sending them through that memory of mine through my food, through the red beans. So I touched base on that. And then I touched base on how I'm partnering with farmers right now to fight food insecurity in Austin. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that food and cooking and like your passion for that would ever bring you to these things and where you're talking about these points?
You know what? I've always been a very political person.
Mhm.
I just didn't know what that would look like. And I've always been very creative as well. And being from Louisiana, we're surrounded by food
Yeah.
all day, every day. That's all we talk about. The biggest argument in school, oh, whose mama makes the best gumbo?
Really?
Yeah, like we
That's-
fight about that shit.
Weird Louisiana fights.
We fight about that shit because it's like we take pride in our food, and food is the representation of our hospitality.
Yeah.
So it's like, come to our house, my mom's cooking. It was a gateway to really invite your friends over that maybe didn't have that like family connection. So like that's how you really connect with people back home. So in college, I actually studied political science.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so I've always been very political just because of things that have happened in my life, such as Hurricane Katrina. So that really impacted my viewpoint of community, and the lack there of what should have been a community when that happened. So I think that you know politics was always something I wanted to do, and because I was always surrounded by food, food is political. So why not tie those together
Right.
and fight for that cause?
DJ, turn me up. I've seen like there's like Chef Gordon Ramsay. There is Marco Pierre White.
Mhm.
I know there's a guy in Dallas who runs Facchini's.
Okay.
Um, damn, I forgot his name. But like they're like big chefs, and then they've surpassed like just being a chef and more like a face of food or face of a restaurant, Michelin stars and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about political science and then food and communities and food scarcities,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. If you were, when you get there,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do with like your influence and power with the food? Would you want to
Oh
like
my
your
god. I definitely like have projects in mind already. I feel like everything that I do is never for me.
yeah
It's for the people. Like I'm really always just I'm a very solution based person, and I just see many issues going on that there's probably things that are trying in place to try to fix those things, but I just think like no one's stepping up to really like be there for especially people that look like us.
exactly
We see it in Austin. The amount of homelessness that there is really like it's no need that that many people should be hungry when I see like so much food being thrown out, especially working in restaurants.
yeah
And it's just, it actually makes me sick to my stomach just seeing how much food is being thrown out from restaurants, even from grocery stores. Like after an expiration date, the laws say you got to throw it out.
yeah.
And it's like, there's something that could be done with all of that. There's no reason why people should be hungry or people are hungry, you know?
I asked myself this question, and I'm gonna ask you.
Mm.
It's like, are you becoming what you needed when you were younger?
Yes.
What is that?
I needed a voice of reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew I had a voice, but I also doubted myself a lot. And I never really had a voice to tell me that's yes, do that. Or what you're doing is like right or just something. And I really have grown a lot to get to this point and really be that for myself. So I think I'm ready to like continue on my journey. I had stopped for a little while because that doubt just came back full force. And, with a lot of therapy and really getting to know myself and know what was missing within me, I'm ready now to be that voice.
And like your community, what is like your community here in Austin? Like, what are you working with? Like organizations, businesses, people?
Yeah. So I've been lucky to be mentored by chefs that are in the industry right now that are really making a change in Austin. I've also I've done my own projects of raising money for organizations like Lilith Fund,
Mm-hmm.
Austin Justice Coalition, and also I had raised funds to provide things for the victims of Hurricane Laura in Louisiana and Lake Charles, Louisiana. So I think I'm more so wanting to push the envelope when it comes down to community service. I highly respect the organizations that are there, but I also want to bring a freshness to those organizations. So right now I'm actually working with two farmers. Their names are Daniil Sindek and David Alvarez. And we are working together to tie the farm to chef connection and help food scarcity in Austin.
I just noticed that big rock on your finger. Can you tell us what that's about?
Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm getting married in November.
You want to show it off to the camera right there? Gotcha. Congrats on that. Congrats on that.
Thanks.
All right. All right. And let's give people your socials, where they can find you. And then if you have any like events or things coming up, you can let them know about that as well.
Okay.
Just look into that camera and let them have it.
Yeah. So my Instagram is at Better Say Grace. Should I give him my Twitter?
It's up to you.
Sure. My Twitter is BSYG Food. That's where you'll find a lot of like my personality in there. And then those are the two biggest socials. And then my website is bettersaygrace.com, where you can book me for all your private services. I'm a private chef, and I'm about to start doing pop-ups around town, cooking my food and also collaborating with some up-and-coming chefs that are new to the game and just trying to switch it up and really bring culture to the city. So be on the lookout for that on my Instagram. I'll be posting links on my stories.
Thank you. This has been DAWA Studios with Chef Grace, aka what was it?
G Baby.
G Baby, and we're out.